day everyone, I am Sir Ronel and welcome to 21st Century Literature from the Philippines and the world. Let's start with mapping our literature from past, present, up to the future. The pre-colonial literature of the Philippines were abundant with myths and legends. These explain particular phenomena in daily life, such as natural occurrences, ritualistic behavior, or observations about our society and culture.
Philippine pre-colonial literature. Before the Philippines was colonized, it was already brimming with a rich tradition of oral literature. Early Filipinos weaved together countless myths and legends to explain certain phenomena in life. They had stories on how the world was created, why there is a sun in the morning and moon at night, how a mountain was formed, why there are earthquakes, and other life events. However, because paper was not invented yet, many of these tales were not preserved and vanished from local knowledge. Most of what have been transcribed now are taken from oral literature, which means that these stories have been passed on from one generation to another. Most of that which survives are epics and folklores. Here are their descriptions and other forms of literature that were passed on by early Filipinos to today's generation. Proverbs are practical observations and philosophy of everyday life that are written usually in a rhyming scheme. It is obviously meant to entertain while teaching basic skills in surviving local life. In Filipino, these are called salawikain. Here are some examples. Kung ano ang puno, siya ang bunga. Whatever the tree, so is the fruit. Kung walang tiyaga, walang nilaga. If you don't persevere, you can expect no reward. Riddles are like proverbs, with one main difference. They demand an answer and are used to test the wits of those who are listening to them. Usually, riddles, or in Filipino, bugtong, are used in battle of wits where local youngs and old join and or watch to see who is the smartest. Another characteristic of Filipino riddles is their flippant nature. They seem to be referring to something laughable, but in reality, the answer is more serious than expected. Can you guess the answer to these riddles? Heto na si Kaka, bubuka-buka ka. Here comes Kaka, walking with an open leg. Sa araw ay bungbong, sa gabi ay dahon. Roll in the morning, lift in the afternoon. Folk songs are beautiful songs that are informal expressions of our ancestors' experiences in life. These range from courtship, which they sing in harana or serenade for a girl, to lullabies, harvest, funerals, and others. Tales are stories of origin for certain places, their names, and their creation. These are also known as myths and legends. They usually are used to explain certain events or phenomena in our ancestors' lives that cannot be explained by the limited practical kind of science they knew back then. Some examples are the region of mountains such as Mount Makiling or Mount Arayat, or legends of great heroes like Bernardo Carpio. Epics are long-winded poems about a hero and his adventures and misadventures. It usually tells the story of a main hero who is born with all the pleasing qualities that your ancestors like in a person, and who also has a superhuman capabilities. This male hero is also paired with a beautiful young maiden whom he will fall in love with and will usually have to go to battle for. Sometimes, supernatural elements are also introduced to show the strength of the hero and his capabilities. One of the best epics of the Philippines comes from Negros, which is the Hinilawod. Read its rich story in the following activity.
Filipinos love listening to stories of high fantasy and adventure. When you were younger, you were fond of these stories told by your parents and your teachers. So that's it. So that's the pre-colonial literature of the Philippines. I hope you learned something from today. So once again, I'm Sir Ronel and see you for our next lesson.